going live.
At midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10. Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda,
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David Hunt.
Hello and welcome to the troubling bit with Ken and Will.
Apparently, like I was like, all right, let's just hit continue, and then we'll do our usual bit, and then this is still going.
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with
We have an opener, please.
Yeah, we have an open. We have bands. We wanna.
I had a bit of a loop incident.
You've messed with our rhythm.
Beautiful.
Although it had the good vibes for the opening, I guess.
I wish I
Yeah.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Especially because of how confused we are.
Someone else in my hour.
I brought David.
Oh jeez.
Oh my god!
Is this still going?
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Oh.
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients
We gotta be getting towards the end of this. This was very much the end.
Temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
It's always good to practice pulling out. All right. So, welcome everybody.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the troubling part with Ken and Will.
Yeah.
Because it was already troubling, but now it's troubling.
No, it's so probably troubling. Yes. We have new people. We have Glenn and we have Scarlett.
Fancy.
Very fancy.
Well, let's get on with our interviews and the troubling notion that we're keeping people from making the world blow up and
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
I'm usually disorientated, but that's a lot of questions.
All I did was say hi.
I forgot that it's mandatory to use the drop down.
I love being instantly proven why we have the drop down. Let's just go.
Like we just
There.
I'm not sure.
Okay, wow. That's usually one of the defaults. Who are you?
Sorry, I'm Glenn. I didn't expect to be here. I was looking for the men's room.
Okay, that's valid.
Like I said, I was in the green room. You know, that new restaurant in town. I actually need to do something.
I'm surprised they didn't have an option that's like,
Sorry, I was in the middle of the day.
you're welcome to use our
I needed
bathroom.
the restroom.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Okay. So the restroom.
Sorry, you're not familiar with my case. I stepped through the restroom door into your office. Sometimes when I go through a door, it opens to another place.
I see.
Okay, so you're teleporting.
Yeah.
Why? Under what conditions?
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't imagine she did that. I didn't even pass through the waiting room. Besides, it's lunchtime. She won't be there.
But concerning that you know that.
No, not really. But it's lunchtime, and you don't normally see patients now.
Well, you don't really know me.
Dr. Dekker didn't normally see patients now.
Tell me about the doctor.
Dr. Dekker was crazy.
We're just not going to focus on his
late.
teleportation at all.
Apparently, he was a fine, upstanding citizen before. I don't know what changed him. Of the few sessions I had with him, he'd observed me walking through doors.
What did he observe?
But I'd walk through a door and I'd disappear. And then I couldn't get back. The session was £150 either way. I did that a couple of times and then decided it was a bad idea. As you can see, it's still happening.
Oh, it's amazing.
The door.
I'm not gonna keep paying you to tell me to go walk through a door because then I disappear. And that's it.
My dad died. He was on his deathbed and I was complaining about work, women or whatever. It was an idiom. He said, when one door closes, another opens. Then he died. I needed those words to be important. So here I am.
I see.
Okay.
He was stoic. He had tuberculosis in his lungs. That's what killed him.
You
Nobody
hear
knew
about
until the end.
tuberculosis a lot nowadays.
Yeah, you really don't.
I never got to say I loved him.
I guess it would make sense to the older crowd might still have it.
Yeah.
It's like a
What was
long
the question you
term.
clicked? I didn't really see
He'd
it.
split with my mum 3 years earlier. It was messy.
Something about his dad.
Bad.
Hmm.
I didn't talk to him really at all. They called me his next of
We should
kin,
probably read
said
the
I should
questions.
come in.
Probably
I
should
want to
be
say
reading them
goodbye.
out. Yes.
I did love him. He just broke everything.
Did you make peace with your dad?
No. I hadn't seen him for so long. I just let it all out. I screamed, I shouted, I punched the walls. Do you know what he said?
Hi, punching the walls. I'm dead.
Sorry. Over and over again. Like he really meant it. He did. He really meant it. And when I stopped, when I was exhausted, he smiled at me. Like he cherished me.
Aw, isn't
Like
that
he'd
cute?
been waiting to say sorry.
Did he
Waiting
ask you
for
to take off his
forgiveness.
helmet to see you with his true eyes?
Real Luke Skywalker situation going on here.
Yep.
Did you forgive your dad?
I didn't get to.
Aw.
I didn't get to say I loved him. I didn't get to forgive him. He just said when one door closes, another opens. And then he died. What does he think of me?
I mean, it's a bit of a pun almost, but
Yeah.
sounds like you're not getting closure, because every time you try to close something, it keeps reopening.
Yeah. Your dad
All
obviously
those
cared.
years, thinking I was the bigger man. It turns out he was. There's no going back, is there, Doctor? When one door closes, it's shut forever.
What do we have to say?
Yes, it's shut forever, or no, it's not shut forever.
Because it's both internal and symbolic.
Yeah.
We want to heal the patient and dissuade the psychokinesis, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the door being shut, like, are we talking about death, or are we talking about, like, maybe we say yes.
We say yes, the door is shut forever? See, I was on the mindset of allowing the person to, like, I was treating this almost like OCD, where it's just like, this is a compulsion, and you believe that the door has to be shut forever, and trying to talk the person down from, no, it doesn't have to be shut forever. And like, maybe we do a thing where you close the door for a little while and then you open it to see that it's fine. You don't have to walk through the door, but you can see the door is open.
Yeah, I think that makes a bit more sense for the no.
How? How do I go back?
Do we have options? Try to figure it yourself.
Yeah.
I think you're
Either
quite
of
right.
those are
I've
risky.
been trying to address the symptoms and not the root of the problem. You might be the best replacement doctor this place has seen.
Yeah, and I didn't have you walk
I'll
through a
book real
door.
appointment next time, and you can help me with this. Thanks, Doctor.
Maybe we can work out a different fee schedule given the nature of things.
Yeah.
I don't think we click either of those. I think
No.
we just leave it.
Yeah, I don't think we care about either of those.
So Scarlet. We're in Scarlet.
Yeah. Who the hell are you?
I
What's
haven't
wrong
been
with you?
Since he died. Since Dr. Dekker died.
It's like, yeah, I'm a monthly is the thing.
Yeah.
He was a complicated man, as I suppose most people are. His external persona didn't match what he dreamed about.
Are you a dream walker?
His dreams were amazing, filled with a spectrum of colours and creatures. It was like Narnia for grown-ups. That was in the beginning.
Interesting. How did you know what his dreams
I'm a
looked like?
dreamwalker.
Yep, called it.
I can visit people and help them in their dreams. You've not caught up on
It's
all
like the
his
later
other creatures.
versions of Nightmare on Elm Street. What creatures were in his dreams?
Fluid, soft, intricate things.
Like
First
I
they
cat.
were the
draw a
feeble
picture if you
wobbles,
asked.
but it got dark when the gargle
But they
snacks
drew
came.
you
Not the
in.
gargle snacks, no!
They looked a little
They kept
strange.
gargling my snacks.
No, my snacks! How did
I was
Dr.
gonna eat those Twizzlers.
I was really enjoying those
Dark.
Twix bars.
Like an earthquake, everything you stood on shifted into something else.
They just came
Everything
in
was fighting
and they
with
took my
something
Pop
internal.
Rocks and then they gargled them. They were just popping and gargling everywhere.
I don't know. It's a turn of phrase.
So, Dr. Dekker
In a
seems to have been
demons.
taken over.
Yeah,
Insanity? I don't know.
almost like
I can visit
Possessed
dreams, but I can't
or
force
just
the dreamer
like-
to interact with me.
corrupted in a way. How do you dream walk?
It's something I've been able to do since I was little. I was born an identical twin, and my sister and I shared dreams. We just thought it was normal. When our younger brother started having night terrors, we helped him. I just need to know the person, a little, and know they're dreaming. Then I can sort of jump into them.
Well, bully
You're a
for you.
twin.
Clearly you don't have insomnia. Tell me about jumping into people.
It's something I think in my mind. Firstly, I need to sleep myself. I'm constantly tired, so I can pretty much sleep on demand.
Ah, narcolepsy. Nice.
Before I go, I think of jumping into that person. That's how it works for me. I've tried teaching others, but I don't know if anyone else can do it.
It sounds like a lucid narcoleptic dream. Who have you taught?
I don't know. Lots of people. whenever I get close enough to tell somebody about it, the first thing they want to do is try it out or have me visit their dreams. That's kind of why I'm here. Relationships.
Uh-huh. How are your relationships?
It's difficult to sustain them.
Oh.
I'm not just talking about romantic entanglements. It's hard keeping friends, too. Like I said before, I tell them about my ability and they immediately want to try it out. The problem is, I don't normally like what I see.
That's fair. Why don't you like what you see?
I think people try to show off. Firstly, they're a bit shocked if I turn up in their dream. But when they're comfortable with that, they start to put on a show. But most people can't control their dreams, so they tend to turn into nightmares pretty quickly. Oh look, I'm dreaming of a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Oh, why is it destroying New York?
Hey, fair enough. I can't control. Are you able to lucid dream at all, Will?
Nope.
Yeah. I'm lucky if I remember a dream.
Honestly, I don't really dream much at all.
Right? Yeah, I've never... I don't dream much at all, and when I do, it's typically a nightmare. So... I don't think she would like my mind. I don't think I would invite her into my mind if she was a person that told me about this.
I keep laughing because there's no funny way to say it, but like the only dream that I can ever remember is like a recurring, vaguely screaming related dream.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
To look someone in the eye.
I usually get stabbed in the ones I remember.
It's
Yeah, it sucks.
What should I do, Doctor? Should I not tell people about my ability? Keep it a secret, bottle it up?
Especially given that you have like chronic gut-related health issues, I feel like the metaphor of someone shoving a knife into your midriff is a little bit poignant.
My brain's just like, and we're going to do this today.
What does the knife represent? Garlic.
Garlic,
You shouldn't have been eating garlic.
Yes. The knife represents that ice cream you decided was a good idea. Oh, God. All right. So, do you want to address this issue, or do you want to come back to it?
Well, I think... Well, she did ask, and she's putting us on the spot.
Yeah.
Don't fluff her around. I think the big thing is genuinely like... Maybe that is like effectively oversharing and making yourself, I don't want to frame it like that, but like putting too much of yourself out there too early kind of thing. Like,
yeah. Yeah. You know, like...
Especially because it seems like very much like she's like, I want to help, I want to teach people, I want to help people. And it's like...
Yeah.
But some people are looking for someone that they can kind of milk for help.
Yeah. Like basically I see it sort of like telling your, like, the person you're on a first date with pretty much all of your past relationships. It's like, is that necessary? Did you need to do that? And also, some people might be looking for someone they can exploit, and if you give them a way in, they might just take it. All right.
I'm not sure that's healthy, but I guess I could give it a try. What if it accidentally comes out? Is there anything else I can do to stop pushing people away?
I mean, you could just not jump into their dream. To be honest?
Just dreams.
Yeah.
I think just dreams.
Yeah. Except they're just dreams.
It's difficult to do when you experience them like I do. But I know what you're saying is right. A lot of the time I assume people are controlling their dreams like I can. But they're probably directed by their subconscious, and who controls that?
So,
Were you dating Dekker?
He's dead now, so I suppose it won't affect him if I admit that. So yes, I was. Not near the end, though. Not when his dreams started changing. Like I said, my ability ruins relationships.
there are dark things beyond the
told
wall
you?
of sleep.
Jailer.
Why Jaya?
Just thought she'd know. Thought she'd know everything about her precious Dr. Dekker. Sorry.
I like that this is
We
now
didn't speak that
completely going to turn everything
She was
on
a lot
Jaya.
like the other women. So much control over someone who was supposed to be her superior.
Well, in fairness, she takes out needle nose pliers and drugs me. I mean, what?
What were you doing on Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day was awful. I had a bit of an accident with a creme brulee torch and had to spend the night waiting in A&E. I melted a nail to my finger.
Ugh.
It hurt a lot and needed stitches. It's all fine now, though.
That's good. Okay.
And cork.
Wait, what do you mean by end cork?
I don't think that there's anything else to push there.
Unless asking these questions unlocks more. But, yeah.
But it's also like, do we want to give them that direction?
True, true. How are you today, Jay?
I don't want to talk about grief today. I'm getting enough grief from work.
Okay. Why is work giving you grief?
I don't know if you know, but Professor Alderby used to be my professor. He teaches history and psychology, amongst other things. I know it's not technically work, but he asked if I would allow him to have the video footage of his sessions with Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker wanted to be removed from all of the videos, so it's jump cut up to jump cut, but I'm sure you've already noticed that.
Yeah, it was pretty awful. It's almost as if they never hired an actor to be Dekker.
Do not perceive me.
That's a terrible way to clean your glass. Oh, that's gonna scratch up your glasses so much.
I didn't think you'd mind, since it wasn't your case anyway. Mostly it's the professor talking about how he viewed reality back then, in so much as he thought it was changeable. There's nothing else to do but watch while things are encoding.
How is reality changeable?
Psychokinetics, remember? Cult of the Kinetic Mind? Professor Alderby said it was recommended reading to help psychiatrists in their frontline battle with insanity, he likes to call it.
Okay. Can you battle with insanity?
Professor Alderby saw the relationship between psychiatrist and patient as a winnable battle. The patient must be cured by removing their psychokinetic ability, if present, either by telling them it doesn't exist or by using another psychokinetic ability to negate it. It's a long time ago, I can't remember all of it. There was a specific example.
I don't know if that's the best practice, but
Yeah. Let's fight mental illness with more mental illness.
It's also even just the baseline framework. It's like, let's fight mental illness.
Yeah.
We are the adversary.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, let's help patients dealing with mental illness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a very big difference between like, oh, is there a way I can help? And being like, stop making your brain be like that.
Yeah. Just stop. Have you tried just not? Will, have you tried just not being an insomniac? Have you tried sleeping?
There's
If someone
nothing
tells
more
you they can
infuriating.
fly, you tell them you control air currents, and
Nothing
that
more
from now
infuriating
on,
than
they
when you
won't
have,
be
like,
allowed to use them.
A leg
This
bumping
would
kind of thing.
normally
Yeah.
stimulate
And you
the
stop.
brain in
Yeah.
such a way
Try to
that
stop.
the patient
Yeah.
stopped thinking they
Like,
could
just
fly.
not good for brain.
The main danger as the therapist is believing that you can control air currents.
Does psychokinesis really pose any danger to
The
therapists?
danger of pretending you have psychokinetic abilities is that you may start believing you have them and then have them. It's the paradox of the cure. Dr. Dekker loved paradoxes. His favorite was the grandfather paradox.
Oh, what's that one again?
Go back in
If you
time.
can travel back
Yeah.
in time
Mhm.
and kill your grandfather, then you cannot be born. But if you cannot be born, then you cannot kill your grandfather. It's a time traveler's chicken and egg, if you will.
Unless you believe in multiverse.
It's all. Yeah, you have to decide on your time travel cosmology if
Yeah.
we're going to talk about time travel.
Yeah.
Because it's also feasible to say that, like, when you make the decision to time travel, you build a new time branch, and then yours involves going back and then hitting that and then turning that into a new time branch.
Yeah.
And then the original one stays intact.
Yeah.
And then you're just in this weird limbo where it's like, technically, from your perspective, you linearly had all that happened, engaged in time travel, made a new timeline, like,
And then murdered your grandfather and are now just existing in a world where you never exist.
yeah. And it's like, there's the assumption that it's like, oh, you're gonna go all spooky, but it's like, what if instead you're a time orphan?
Yeah, you don't need to
What
Marty
if you
McFly
just-
this shit.
Yeah, like, what if you just happen to have survived a logical impossibility, and
Yeah.
now you're just like a weird otherversal being from the wrong timeline?
Yeah. She didn't like that.
I'm on
Stop
temazepam
talking about time
to help
travel.
me sleep. If you mix it with alcohol, it's a bit trippy, or sometimes it can make you sleep forever, so I try not to do that.
Okay. Why do you need help sleeping?
Temazepam is a sleeping tablet. It helps you sleep. I thought I had sleep apnea at first, but it's probably stress. If you worry about not sleeping, you end up not sleeping at all. True story.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like this is one of those things where, like, you could keep delving deeper and deeper, or you could be like, so it seems like you're spiraling.
Yeah, it seems like you
Let's
have
talk
an issue
about-
with spiraling. Let's talk about
Let's
that.
just talk about, yeah, let's break the spirals.
Yeah. Let's talk about how we can shift our mind when we notice that we're in a spiral.
Some people would say Dr. Dekker had a bit of a drinking problem. It got worse.
He would
and then
say
it got
he had a
better
drinking
when his
solution.
confidence turned up.
Yeah.
I think it was the stress of dealing with the new patients. I like the odd tipple.
The tipple. I love that term.
What's an odd tipple?
I've been
little
known
drink.
to
Yeah.
drink, not as much at the moment, not as much as Dr. Dekker did. He kept at least one bottle in his desk drawer at all times. You can't imagine the amount of times I wanted to sneak in and have some.
The drama teacher in high school had a flask in her desk
Really?
that every student knew about. Every single student knew about, and we're all just like, let her have her flask. She's not harming anyone. Could someone have spiked his bottle?
I suppose it's possible that somebody spiked his drink. Most people probably knew he had a bottle in his desk.
Some people could have put
Wouldn't have been
temazepam
that
in there.
hard to empty out some capsules.
Made it a little bit
into
trippy.
it. Maybe the police.
He also
should
has a
get
pattern of
fingerprints?
letting people way too close in and then kind of taking advantage of them.
Yes. Yeah, go for it. Test for
I'll
fingerprints.
go and suggest it. Make sure nobody touches the bottle in the meantime.
Unless we want to frame somebody. See. God damn it.
I have no idea. Maybe he was an undercover secret agent. Maybe he was getting more annoying as time progressed. You're not though. You're lovely. Is this a good time to ask for a raise?
Why do you want to raise?
Wow. I was kidding, but thank you, Doctor. I'll take that as a yes. And don't worry, I'll sort it all out.
Okay.
Dr. Dekker
She's very
definitely
evasive.
dabbled in that stuff. I'm not sure to what extent.
Dabbled.
How well do you know Professor
I like
Alderby?
Professor Alderby. He turned me onto that book I've been raving about.
Hey. What book?
You click it and she goes, the psychokinetic mind. It's like,
The Cult.
I
of the
have to
Hypnotic
ask them.
Mind.
Come on.
I should start selling them myself.
Oh, God. Did Dekker ever say anything else about his mom?
Dr. Dekker told me he was adopted. His birth mother only turned up 5 years ago because she wanted money for her experimental cancer treatment. I'm not sure how much it cost or even if he had the money, but he didn't do it, and she became one mean mother.
Are you feeling stressed?
There's a lot of stress in here. We're dealing with people's lives. How do you relax, Doctor?
Well, usually I get drugged, and that's about it.
Playing sport.
I like playing
Funny
sport.
way of phrasing.
I relax playing sport. I think we go.
Maybe we should be frank and be like, playing games.
Nah,
Text-based ones, perchance.
playing sport.
It makes sense in a sit-down job, being like, now I need to get up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go be physically
Mariana
active.
thought I played hockey. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
I could see
Yeah,
it.
she thought you played hockey.
Yeah.
What's wrong with hockey?
Yeah. All right. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm worried. My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military. I've developed a new skill to deal with him.
Okay, I'm gonna get another drink real quick.
Yeah.
Before we get deeper into this guy.
Yeah.
I kind of love how, like, all of the recurring characters, it's like, either you're court-ordered,
Yeah.
or, yeah, no, we should have a meeting every week.
Yeah, you definitely need to have a meeting every week. Oh my god. How is work?
Work is fine. If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore.
That's fair.
The stress for...
The stress for not being alone in the midnight hour.
So yeah, what's this new...
Yeah, what's this new skill?
Last night, I saw him draw something from his jacket. He was approaching me, grinning. I had nowhere to go. So I closed my eyes and imagined. Well, I imagined being back home. And when I opened them again, I was. I teleported.
Oh, you should talk to the door guy. Okay, we're just gonna. No, I'm refusing.
I was as surprised as you are.
I'm forcing that
I
one.
was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make. don't want to become one with the igneous layer too soon.
That's why you gotta use the Nightcrawler rule.
Yeah. Only teleport where you can see.
So yeah, what have you been doing in the midnight hour?
Yeah.
Have
I
you been
stole a
crying
painting.
more?
There, I
More?
said it. It was from the local gallery, Providence. I really like it, but I can't afford it. So I took it.
What else have you stolen?
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I
Recently?
think my new pursuer is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor? If I really like them?
No.
Like them? No.
Obviously, no. It's not okay to steal
I thought you'd say
things.
that. I will do my best to refrain from it, but I can't promise anything.
Let's talk about why you can't refrain.
Yeah.
So, have you seen
Oh, yeah,
Jessica?
Jessica.
Jessica
The one
is
he's obsessed with.
yeah.
I saw Jessica across the street this morning. She waved, but I just crumbled. Ever since I took those photos, I haven't been able to face her. Do you think I should tell her about the photos, Doctor?
Oof.
Honestly, no.
No, I think you should burn the photos and move on with your life. Like, destroy any and all evidence of those photos and just move on with your life.
Yep.
At this point, telling her is not going to be good for anyone.
Because it's also like, maybe you shouldn't be so close that you have to say that. Maybe
Yeah.
you should be more distant where it
Yeah.
can just be forgotten.
Yeah.
I didn't think I should either. She'd hate me forever. Maybe when she next waves, I'll at least wave back.
And that's why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because you're still at the waving point.
Yeah, you're creepy. Instead, what you should do is take those photos to the police and turn yourself in. Just all at once. Save her the trouble of going to the police station.
Mhm.
Save her the time. You ever see
Seems
Dr.
like
Dekker?
he's just really impulsive.
Yeah,
And
he
then
really
the power is basically giving him free reign to act on impulse.
Yeah, it's not good.
I never saw Dr. Dekker touch a drop. Doesn't mean it wasn't going on behind closed doors, though, does it?
Okay. Do you know anything about sleeping pills?
My other doctor had prescribed me sleeping pills before I came to see Dr. Dekker. I think they were called temazepam. I never took them.
Okay. How do you know your pursuer is definitely military?
My pursuer. He's measured in his approach, watching, testing. When he finally came for me, I wasn't ready. I think he underestimated me, though, and that allowed me to escape. He didn't think I'd be able to just leave. Why do you think he's coming after me, Doctor? Oh, I think I might know.
Maybe he's just your lingering sense of guilt?
I think he's death, Doctor. I think I saved that old woman from burning to death in bed, and now he's coming after me to even the score. Do you think it could be
Anything.
death?
I don't think it's death.
I don't
No.
think it's death.
It's just me. I'm going crazy. I'm so strange.
Got
Everything
that
about
fucking
me is
right.
strange already, but to have another presence in my hour, it's unhinged me.
Uh-huh. I don't want to do the demonstration.
Yeah, you feel like unraveling?
No, I'm not becoming him. I'm not becoming Dekker.
Okay. Never said that. Is this a photo of David Castleford?
Yes, that's David Castleford. I've no idea when it was taken. Shocking composition.
Is that something we had?
No, I guess not.
Tested positive for ethanol. And temazepam. Okay. And then the loan agreement. Interest 0%. Aren't you fucking lucky? This is a sketchy loan.
In lieu of accruing interest, the lenders agreed to the payment of the arrangement fee, which is due before transfer of the loan amount. They also agreed to consider it repaid in full should they become dire, subject to any policy.
Become die.
If they should become die, or if they should subject to power attorney agreement.
Okay.
As long as event occur, agreement, term, borrower, signature.
Okay, so this is to Mariana too. So Mariana literally like siren called someone into giving her money. £15,000.
But this was Dekker, wasn't it?
Probably. It very likely was Dekker. We don't see his signature, but it very likely was Dekker.
Let's talk about the referral first.
I was
Yeah.
one of Dr. Dekker's
I don't
first
particularly
patients.
like the other ones.
I wasn't referred by anyone. My GP recommended I saw someone privately. I think he was just sick of listening to me complain about how little time I had during our 10-minute slot.
I mean, they're GPs. They're not therapists. They're there to tell you what that lump on your body is.
No, I think we're in clear now.
Yes, I decided to switch it up because I didn't like any of these options.
You don't want to stop the curse?
Well, this feels like a counter than anything else. This feels like we're gonna try and like counter psychokinesis them, and this feels like we're going to actively engage in it. Whereas I would rather talk them out of it.
Yeah. Okay, we can hold off. Or not pursue further.
Yeah. How are you today?
There's no lake house today, sorry. David's not doing very well. He's caused a problem with the girl.
My
I need to
my
fix
one
it.
monitor died.
Oh?
I don't know why it happened.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes it's mysterious like that, and if you need grief counseling, we can
Yeah.
arrange that.
My monitor died, Will. It's dead. Alright.
I thought I was monitoring it, but it was always monitoring me. Now neither of us are monitored.
I think I know why it died. Okay.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think a breaker tripped. But it's
Oh,
literally
yeah.
the only thing on that because I have my entire stream set up on a completely separate system.
For
Alright.
this reason.
Yep, for this exact reason. Because I don't trust it. God.
I just want to, it's not just me that's like, hey, you're an adult, don't interact with small children.
Yeah.
Like, lady, if there was a gender swap here, it wouldn't be okay. and
Yeah.
It's not okay now.
Yeah.
As an adult,
The little girl,
don't
our
talk to
neighbour
children
at
you
the
don't
lake
know.
house,
Yeah.
She says David is weird and creepy.
Doctor! Oh, sorry, but I found some of the referral letters we were talking about. There is a pattern, but it's not the same for everyone. You said to get them to you ASAP, so here you go.
okay.
Alright. Thanks for the fucking jump scare there.
Yeah,
Alright. Referral.
sorry, I know you were talking, but please just sit there for a moment.
Yeah. Jeez.
Charged with murder.
Mrs. Hackett Brown.
Okay, so specifically Hackett Brown.
Yeah.
And we're here basically to determine mens rea, right? Like we're
Yeah.
which also like if I find it strange that people are always like, oh yeah, I know, I'll get the way out in the insanity defense. Like you're not also going to an institution in which you are in prison.
Yeah. I like that it's oh god, it's just dumb. Now this one is from Chart, Token, and Ba. We believe that our client, who is only given her first name Mariana, is she literally only gave her first name to them. We are happy to cover all your costs. She is getting therapy for free.
Nice.
I love every detail we find out about Mariana.
She's an all-powerful beach waif.
Yeah.
Tremble in terror. But like also lawyers. And then this one, also lawyers.
Yeah, yeah. But completely different ones each time. I'm referring another client to you for further psychiatric evaluation. It is my hope that you concur with my suspicions and are able to find him insane under the guidelines set out from McNaught Rules.
Let's see, McNaughton rules. Under this McNaughton test, all defendants are presumed to be sane unless they can prove that at the time of committing the criminal act, their state of mind caused them to not know what they were doing when they committed it, or I'll look at it a bit bigger here, or they knew what they were doing but did not know that it was wrong.
Okay.
A common example of the second prong is someone acting on orders from God.
Oh, that would be for Elon.
They want to know if they're lawyers that are trying to be like, hey, is she killing people?
Is she doing some bad shit? Okay. What has David been
David
doing?
has been hunting and skinning again. But from the look of the torso, he caught a domestic cat.
So
I'm
he's
being generous.
feral.
Yeah.
It was definitely a cat. I spoke to David about it, but I have no idea if he can comprehend me or not. He just grunts at me. He doesn't even smile anymore. Not at all.
I'm
Interesting.
really tempted to dig back into my Lovecraft because some of them, like some of the patients, have very clear parallels.
Oh yeah,
Like-
super Lovecraft.
Like specifically, Claire is Reanimator,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
not one-to-one, of course, but like,
Yeah.
do you know the story of that one specifically?
No, not really. I haven't read much Lovecraft.
It's so like it's these two students and it's from the perspective of the other student that like is this guy's longtime second in command. Like they basically become 20s dropout, like Bill Gates style scientists, and they spend their lives like trying to reanimate the dead, and it's not successful almost the entire time, and it gets better and better, but with more and more elaborate problems. And then eventually, like, their one successful experiment escapes, and then it hunts down the first guy. And that's why the second guy is writing it down. And that's like the end of the story, more or less.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it broke out and now it's hunting us. And then Mariana's... Mariana, even though like Siren seems to be the more evident, like...
She's definitely like stare into the void and the void stares back kind of vibe.
Yeah. She's a bit more of a tenuous connection, but she makes me think of Shadow over Innsmouth in the sense of like... It's a town that you're supernaturally drawn to on this beach because like there's generations of people who have been secretly breeding with the fish people, and like you don't grow old, you turn into an immortal fish person and have to spend the latter half of your life like in secret until the transformation's complete and you can go to the eternal city under the sea.
Right.
So like the the author for that one, he goes there because it's before the highway system, so if you're traveling, you kind of have to figure out how to get from point A to point B in a very distinct way.
Yeah.
And it's a point where he's like, okay, well, I'm going on a vacation, and I went here, I went there, but now I'm like at this point where it's like, oh, you can go and through like 4 different cities the long way. Technically, you could, like, the bus isn't going to be here for a while, so if you wanted to do something, you could go down to Innsmouth, but don't do that. And then he's like, well, you keep saying not to do that. Now I'm really curious.
Yeah, I really want to do that now.
And, you know, he unravels the secrets bit by bit and then escapes, but it's written from the perspective where he's like, and all of this was fine until recently I was looking into my own genealogy.
Oh, nice. So where did the cat come from?
Yes, sorry. I left out an important detail. The girl, Anushka, she was crying because her cat had gone missing. She thinks that David killed it.
I mean...
Doctor.
David's gonna kill the girl.
David's gonna kill the girl. David's gonna kill the girl. What are you worried about?
I'm worried that David's not going to stop at cats. He's killed deer, rabbits, wild birds, and now cats. I'm worried he might add little girls to his list.
I mean, that's
I
fair.
can't stop him.
Why can't you stop him?
I can't stop him. I can't control him in any way at all. Ever since I brought him back from the dead, he has done nothing but ignore me. I'm starting to think that...
Come
What are
on.
you starting to think?
that I need to put David out of his misery. That I need to end his suffering. That I need to kill him again. What shall I do, Doctor? Should I kill David?
I mean...
Let's leave that on the table a while.
Yep. Have you ever taken
I've never
temazepam?
used sleeping pills. I'm too afraid of what would happen to me in my sleep.
Fair enough. Was
What
Dekker
happened
an
in your sleep?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Dr. Dekker was
I guess you could take
alcoholic
too
and he did
much.
it well. I never saw him drink. He certainly never offered me a drink. God knows I could have used one.
why is there no liquor?
David hasn't been well. Otherwise, I'd taken you. Shall I bring him to you next time?
No, I'm good. That's how he kills us. No.
Don't bring him to me.
You still don't believe me, do you, Doctor? Then it's settled. I'll bring David to our next session.
No.
Though it will have to be just you here. And I can't have anybody else see him.
No. Don't. No. Have you talked to Bryce or Iris?
I never talked to Bryce, but I did talk to Iris. She didn't want to at first. She blames me for David's death, but as we both know, that's not a thing. Anyway, she said she was never locked up in any basement and had never heard of any Dr. Dekker. So it's, as I first suspected, a lie. You didn't make all of that up so I'd talk to Iris again, did you?
Did we? I don't
Well-
think we did. Did
well-
we, like, hear it?
Bryce said that he rescued a girl from Dekker's basement.
Mhm.
So we then said to her,
So I didn't make it up.
I didn't make up the story.
Then Mr. Bryce seems to have a few more issues than me. Perhaps you should ask him about that.
Yeah,
I
probably.
believe I will. Thank you. Thank you for helping this clarification.
Yeah. Do you remember the
Oh,
photo?
yes, here.
We've already shown it to Bryce, but you know.
From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
Can we look at it now?
I
Just The guy
Hi,
with the guy.
David.
No, I don't think you kill him a second time.
I think you do. There's a certain symbolism to it.
But like, this is how like zombie David started in the first place, because she didn't necessarily summon him, did she? Like, I thought he just kind of reappeared.
She did summon him through like willpower, basically. Like in her description, she Dekker said that you couldn't resurrect someone who had been buried, so she paid off Bryce to take David's body so that she could resurrect it. So I think she did. So in my mind, killing David again is basically just setting everything on the same path.
But then what's to say he won't reappear again?
Nothing really, except for maybe her memories of him, like her memories of this event preventing her from doing it again in the future. Like, what's the don't kill David option? I think that's how we end up with a dead child. Which may or may not have been murdered by her.
How is he getting out?
He has free reign of the lake house.
But like, can he leave the lake house?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the issue.
Yeah, the issue is you have a undead zombie walking around your lake house and you're not doing fucking anything about it.
Like, lock the doors or something.
Yeah.
No, then maybe we do.
I'm gonna go with yeah, kill him.
I love him so much. But you're right. It's time. He's becoming a danger to people around him, not just himself.
Do you have any theories?
Yeah.
Dr. Dekker was very quiet in our sessions after seeing David. After a while, he started talking about David like he was a pet, asking me what I fed him, what he'd do in certain conditions.
So does he like roll over and then you rub his belly and
Does he like the belly pats?
yeah.
Dr.
Why was he
Dekker
talking
asked me if
about
I'd ever accidentally locked David in, which I hadn't. But curiosity got the better of me, so I locked him in the lake house. He couldn't get out. He didn't have the wherewithal to operate the lock.
So why don't you just do that?
Yeah?
I think he was fascinated with it all, and David and I had become new test subjects for him. When I said David never listens to me, he urged me to start giving David treats for pleasing me. Not in that way, but showing him how to close a door, for example. If he did it, give him a treat. It did actually work, but I had to stop myself. I felt like I was training a monkey. It just wasn't right.
Dekker wanted to take advantage of the gifts, it seems, in every condition.
Yeah. Tell me about your
My
referral.
solicitors did refer me, but I ended up going privately as it was cheaper. I'm paying them enough already without them getting a percentage of my therapy bill.
Fair enough. Elin. Murder anyone today?
Hilda died last night. On her own, heartbroken because she couldn't see her daughter. I feel terrible. I should never have listened to you.
Okay. I'll take that.
How'd she die?
One of the other nurses found her. She went without anyone even noticing. I wasn't there. I phoned in sick. I knew that if I went into work, I'd want to shift.
Okay. So why shouldn't you have listened to me
In
then?
our last session, you said that shifting was wrong, that I shouldn't shift for Hilda, that I should let her die without seeing her daughter. I'm such an idiot. I have this amazing gift and I didn't use it.
So do you have access to sleeping
Most people have
pills?
taken sleeping pills at some time or another, haven't they? It's probably quite easy to get hold of them. Although,
you're a nurse.
I have to get a
Yeah.
doctor to sign a prescription if I need any at work. It's probably the same for Jaya.
Let me see. Did you ever see Dekker
Dr.
drink
Dekker
alcohol?
drank a bit. I didn't say anything about it, but well, it's not very professional, is it? I mean, it's not like he was drunk. Must be very stressful being a therapist. Do you find it stressful, Doctor?
You know what? I think that as we're talking about this, we start to tell her, like, nah, sometimes things are hard. So yeah, it's stressful, but we
Yeah.
cope.
We
I can
it's
tell
stressful,
just by
but we
looking at you.
cope.
This job has really taken its toll on you.
Okay.
Jaya seems really nice. I don't know why she'd want to work in a place like this.
Wow.
Well, we're the replacement. Why would she want to work for Dekker?
Yeah, fair enough.
I just mean, get all these weird people coming here. I mean, I've met some of them out in the waiting room. I know they're just people, but a couple of them have seriously given me the creeps.
She's so shiny happy. She has no idea that she's just as creepy.
She's so white suburban. Like, she cannot realize the irony in her statement. You are literally an angel of death.
She's a slightly older one, isn't she? Always well dressed?
Ah,
Yes, her. I'm pretty good at picking up on people's energy, and hers is cold. Actually, I think I sort of know her. Claire Castleford, isn't it? Apparently, she attacked her husband or something.
You don't say.
a lot of this seems to be pointing to Claire, and I'm like, this
Every time one of my
this
patients
feels like a
dies.
massive red
It
herring.
makes me remember how he didn't care about his mum. He was a good therapist. He was a lousy son.
Why was he a
I was
lousy
angry
son?
at Dr. Dekker. Hilda's daughter, she's in Australia, so fair enough. Maybe she really couldn't get over to see her. But Dr. Dekker's mum was dying literally on the other side of town, and he just couldn't be bothered. I shifted for her, but in a way, I wish I hadn't, because it let Dr. Dekker off the hook, you know? I didn't realise how little he cared until I told him the news.
I see.
Did you have a referral letter?
Yeah.
I referred myself because of Dr. Dekker's mother. Was I supposed to have a letter?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but like,
Now,
were-
how's Terry?
yeah, how's
Terry hasn't
Terry?
been into work for a few days. I hope there's nothing wrong with her.
I may have murdered her. Yeah, she definitely murdered Terry.
Did
Terry
did
and I
he
are
know?
never going to be best friends, but I wouldn't wish her ill.
Sure.
Sure.
Did
Did he even know?
yeah, did Dekker know you could shift?
Yes, I told Dr. Dekker. Most other people wouldn't have believed me, but he did. In fact, he cared far more about the shifting than he did about his mum dying.
I mean, it is the cooler of the two things.
I mean, maybe at that point it wasn't really his mom anymore. It was whatever he had become.
Yeah.
Like, he was no longer really Dekker.
Yeah, true.
For a moment, I thought he might cry. Just for a split second. But he didn't. He just carried on with our session. I wish I knew what went on there. Jaya probably knows. She spent quite a long time with Sarah when she visited.
Interesting. Did you ever try shifting for Dekker?
Once. I wanted to show him what I could do so he could see for himself. I took his hand, I told him to think of a loved one, and then there was nothing. I mean, literally nothing, just an empty void. The only thing I could feel was his hand holding mine. I'm pretty sure without that I'm not sure I could have made it back.
Oh, yeah?
Alright. Yeah, okay.
Amelia's Hilda's doll. She used to have about 9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were.
Incidentally,
In the end,
I have a friend who you
they
know
weren't very
who has a
hygienic.
small collection of those,
But
and
we
it's
let her
like,
keep
I don't
one,
know if
and
I
that
want
was
these
Amelia.
forever. I need to find someone who really wants creepy dolls.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's specifically the aesthetic. It's like,
Yeah,
they have
oh,
to be
yeah.
the right era.
Yeah.
They have to have like the glassy eyes and the right face paint, and they all do, and they
Yeah.
all have like the petticoat dresses and the.
Oh, God. I'm letting you know right now, I am not one of those people. I do not want creepy dolls.
It's the kind of gothy side of me where it's like, I just love them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them for my house because it's just not a. I
It,
don't really want dolls for my own home.
it doesn't fit your aesthetic much.
No. But like, they are really interesting once you get past the creepy aspect, right?
Yeah. I could see you getting those creepy ass dolls and instead of the like gothic Victorian armor, fitting them out with like the most like medieval battle armaments.
Make a bunch of those little stick dolls like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah,
Hang
yeah.
them all over my apartment.
Yeah.
I'm keeping her safe until I can pass her on to Hilda's daughter. Maybe she'll fly over for the funeral. I don't know. Are you okay, Doctor? You look a bit pale.
Like, she doesn't really have a lot of empathy for people who are going through a hard time. Maybe
Yeah.
that's me putting it out there, but it's like, she's all smiley happy and everything has to be happy and everything has to end happily.
Yeah.
And she doesn't trust anyone who isn't smiley. The moment where we were like, no, it's not up to you. She's like, I feel horrible. I can't believe I didn't do anything. But
Yeah.
it's like, you can't.
You really think this is a
everyone
gift? Come on.
What's the point of me having this amazing gift if I'm not going to use it? I've helped people with it. I know I have. I don't know why.
But have
I
you
let
also
down the other
harmed
ones.
people with it?
At least I still have Amelia.
Who in a way is still a trophy.
Yeah, it's still a trophy.
Oh wait, does she have any more questions?
Her only question is, I can stop you shifting.
Okay, I just didn't see. I'm gonna run and take a piss real quick.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to talk to Nathan instead.
Nice.
It's
Because just
good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
No.
like initially, I was thinking like, okay, I'm just really shallow, and I think that the actress is hot.
Yeah.
And so I'm just really smitten with like the performance. But like the more that it goes on, it's
Yeah.
like, no, she's really good at this. It's on purpose.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
she is the main character.
She is the
Like-
main inquisitor on this one. She is the main point of interest. It's like her, Claire, and Jaya. Everyone else is like these like pivots and clues.
Like, and the more that you learn about her, the more that it's like, this isn't this whole like teehee, I really like to be flirty for attention thing, it's like she's pretty and she's charming, but she has a supernatural ability that she doesn't like.
Yeah, there is something going on here.
Like, it seems like she would be better off if it stopped and she could be free, but otherwise it's genuinely like, it feels like you as like the player is kind of like not quite able to get through the spell in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's the same way that like it's really hard to explain to Bryce that like you can't do bad things, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking to Claire, it's impossible to broach the subject of the murder at all.
Yeah.
Like, Elin will not talk about the fact that she's like,
murdering
possibly
people,
killing her patients, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's like Mariana is talking about it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't like this. This is the main problem. And it feels like, if anything, like you're fighting directly through it to try and reach out to her, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, now I'm going to go off camera for a moment.
Okay.
What are you trying to do most? Cure his patients or find out who killed him?
Yeah, why not both? Have a look at the toxicology report.
Temazepam is the same sleeping pill Dr. Dekker prescribed me. Why would he mix those with alcohol? People are such idiots. Which reminds me, that truck driver died.
Oh no. Which truck driver died?
The truck driver that ran into Hannah. He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He mixed sleeping pills with alcohol too. But he died in his garage.
Oh, that's bleak. How did he die in his garage?
I read it in the paper. He'd been drinking. Then he took the sleeping pills. Then he went into his garage and put the hose pipe through his window. Not until he put his daughter in the seat first.
Oh. That got... Oh. Did the daughter die too?
It's one of those newspaper stories you read and you hope
Welcome
he's
back.
behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter.
So what have I
His
missed?
daughter was in the car. Do you know I read some letter?
So basically, Nathan found out that the truck drivers that killed Hannah committed suicide by getting really fucking drunk, taking sleeping pills, and then going into his garage and putting the hose into his truck and, you know, doing that. But not before putting his daughter in the seat next to him.
That's dark. But
Yup.
also
Yeah.
I struggle with that stuff where it's like, wow, that's dark, but also like that does happen.
That does happen. Yep.
So like that would be really rough. Like if you're in a situation where you find out that happened and it's just like, because when it's something like this, you could be like, wow. And like, obviously I'm fucking fascinated. I want to delve into it. Right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm going at it from like a true crime angle of like, yeah, well, what was his motivations? Yeah, what was going on with this?
But like, that's why basically if you're a therapist, they tell you to get a therapist for yourself because they're like, you need a therapist.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're someone's friend, then you implicitly agree, like you're going to be there if they need it, but also like the degree of friendship is how much you're willing to go through with, right?
Yeah.
And like the bit where it's beyond friendship is where it becomes found family, is like people who are willing to go a bit further, right? And normally we reserve that for like monogamous relationships, but like you can have like a circle of really close lifelong friends. You can be like polyamorous or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where did I start on this? I just lost my train of thought, but I swear I had a point.
Therapist for your therapist.
Yeah, like, because all of those positions, no matter what, in some sense they're voluntary because it involves such a lengthy build up of like social interaction.
Yeah.
And on a certain level, you can cut things off. And sure, you could like cut things off with a patient if things are ever bad. But like when it's when you're a therapist, it's not just this voluntary, I want to be here for you. Sure, that's the reason a lot of people get into it. But like, it is your job.
Yeah.
It's your job.
Yeah.
You have to hear brutal shit. Like all the time.
Yeah.
And then you have to go home with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Just have like you're basically just taking off everyone's weight, taking on everyone's weight, and you need a way to relieve that. And a therapist for your therapy can really help.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the
Dekker
letter.
told me one of the ways to get through my grief would be to write a letter to the truck driver. I tried to forgive him. I know it was my fault, but the thing that made me feel best was blaming him. I think maybe he killed himself because of me.
Well, that's good.
Do you think I'm to blame, Doctor?
So,
I think the structure of blame is not helpful
yes.
in this, or useful in the situation. I think that you got to look outside of blame, right?
Yeah, like blame is harmful to everyone, pretty much.
Well, and like we're not a lawyer, of course, but like the way the crash happened, like he pulled out and hit it, and like it was a traffic accident, right? And like traffic accidents specifically are known for being difficult to find the blame for.
Okay. So I'm gonna go, no, you're not to blame.
His daughter's picture was in the paper.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Molly.
Nathan, you're so depressing. Tell me about Molly.
Ever since I saw a picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching.
Oh, hello.
Crazy, right?
Did you know about Dekker's drinking habits?
Alcohol isn't something I usually notice on people until they're slurring and weaving around. Was Dr. Dekker an alcoholic? Probably. I never saw him drink, though.
Very functioning. Nice. Good to know. So, one of the first things I asked was, like, I was talking about Dekker, and he's like, do you just want to find out his killer or actually help his patients? And so that's what this dialogue is. want to help his patients.
I think ultimately we want to help the patients.
Yeah.
It's been nice chatting with you. Don't get me wrong. But I can't help but feel you're mainly interested in finding out about the old doctor.
Well, I want to find out how
Dr.
fucked
Dekker
up
thought
he
one of
was.
his patients was trying to kill him.
Really?
Why did Dr. Dekker think his patients were trying to
He
kill
told me in
him?
one of our sessions, which was later rewound, that someone had been leaving him messages on his prescription pad. Not good messages.
Like it's tough because it's like it seems like you're mostly interested in the previous doctor. It's like, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but the previous doctor pretty much engaged in serial malpractice.
Yeah,
so
like
all
seriously.
Of you, I need to untangle
He didn't
that.
tell me anything specifically. Just death threats. It was one of his many rants. I just sat there quietly, hoping he wasn't going to try and hypnotize me again. I asked him if it was a boy or a girl's handwriting. He said he knew who it was, and that they'd be in trouble. I think he was bluffing.
It was Jaya, and that's why he fired her. Tell me about your referral.
My solicitors assured
maybe
me
it was
that I wouldn't
himself.
have to discuss anything about my trial with you, so I'm not going
Or maybe
to.
it was the other Dekker, the
Concentrate on my state of
creature, some
mind,
kind of Tyler
and then me
Durden
worry
shit.
about other things.
Yeah. Wait, so apparently he was one of the referrals?
Okay,
Mariana.
the Mariana and Claire are
Claire.
identified. So okay, so it's the three.
Huh.
What did he?
So he pulled out,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got T-boned. That was.
Oh, so we're investigating.
Let's if we type in cat.
Haven't got a clue. Sorry.
Let me go to hints because I think it was in there. Yeah. So cat roan deck.
I don't know anything about
Okay. Oh, I wonder if we could like absolute, like say for absolute certain about that, but I guess not. Let's talk about Mariana.
I can't really explain it, but she seems like such a friendly person. I think the police are barking up the wrong tree.
They're interested in her.
What have the police got to do with
I think
Mariana?
I probably said too much. It's probably not the same girl anyway.
Okay. Yes. Mariana. How's it going?
She
How
seems
are you?
distraught.
Yeah.
I feel thirsty, Doctor. And hot. Do you have any water?
Why do you feel thirsty and hot?
I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
Withdrawal symptoms?
I don't feel well. I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests.
Uh-huh. What are the blood tests for?
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers.
Relatable.
Probably need to go back to the beach. See, Doctor.
It's so weird, like, going to a doctor and having them go, so nothing was wrong on your test, with a concerned look.
Yeah, it's like, so nothing was wrong with your test. And it's like they're trying to figure out what to do next from there.
Because it's like, you know you're sick. Your daughter your doctor knows you're sick. And both of you are there, like, says that I'm not sick, which is bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, that is utter BS. So the sea is calling you.
This sounds crazy, but I can hear the sea. It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there. Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is.
That is some great orienteering
It's
you
like a
got.
compass.
I feel like maybe we're going too hard and we gotta taper a little more.
Okay.
Talk about the beach a lot.
Yeah.
I have this recurring dream. I'm at the beach. I strip and walk into the sea. The sea feels warm and comforting. Not cold and harsh like you'd think. I swim down to the bottom of the ocean. I can breathe freely. I can breathe water. On the ocean floor ahead of me, there's a beautiful creature. A glowing being with wispy limbs. It's so warm. I'm transfixed. But my feet shift. I'm unsteady. Below me, the floor is woven in human flesh.
Ugh. That took a
Dead
turn.
bodies, but some of them still struggling for life. These are the ones touching me, gripping my feet. scream. That's when I wake up. Do you have that dream, Doctor?
So
No.
Cthulhu's been mentioned by name so far, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it was Mariana that mentioned Cthulhu. I think
it was Jaya.
it might have been
Right?
either Jaya or Nathan, one of the two.
Oh no, I think it was Nathan.
Yeah.
Well, I think we said no, I don't have that dream.
Yeah, no.
It's horrific and beautiful.
I would not want that dream. I would seek a therapist immediately upon having that dream.
Like, if someone's reality checking you, it never hurts to be like, no, I don't experience that.
Yeah.
It's a dream, Doctor. Stranger things happen in dreams.
Sure.
It's nice they have Starlight for contrast in that one.
Yeah. Yeah. That is fair. You take temazepam.
What's temazepam? Why are you asking?
I don't think we lay it on the table like that.
Fair enough. So has anyone else
Do you
followed
forget
you?
anything from our sessions, Doctor? People follow me to the beach. I don't know who they are, and I don't know what happens to them. I don't always get followed, though, so it doesn't explain my blackouts.
What happens to your followers?
I said I don't know what happens to them. It's not always to the beach. Sometimes they follow me home.
Right. I'm not gonna ask that. Did Dekker lend you money?
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
Eh. But
So he sent her there, effectively.
effectively,
He
yes.
financed her beach ventures.
Yeah.
Now, what did you need distraction from?
Dr. Dekker thought I had too much time on my hands, so a distraction would do me good. He lent me 15,000, all in all.
A lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
What does the alarm sound
I
like?
hear a sound like singing, calling me. It gets stronger when I face it, when I move towards it. That's how I know where the sea is. But when I don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping.
Well, have I
Perhaps
got the
need
pill
sleeping
for you?
tablets after all.
Was Dekker an alcoholic?
I've seen Dr. Dekker drink, but not that much. Certainly not during our sessions. He had other things on his mind, I'm sure.
Let's look at some of the responses. What word did she
He
specifically
lent me some money to
use?
start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
Yeah, it was treasure.
I'm sure you've asked me this before. I sell necklaces made from things I found on the beach.
Okay. I should take a look at the contract. Yeah, we saw the contract. The contract is ridiculous.
Well, let's look at it again. Because there's no interest.
Yeah.
They agree to accept the sum and to repay it within the term, which is 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, they designate an account within 14 days. No interest. In lieu of that, they've agreed to the payment of the arrangement fee.
The arrangement fee, which is £1.
Mhm.
Okay.
But it says if he dies, it's paid in full, which is odd.
Yeah. About the loan.
You could click and see what she said with did Dekker lend you money.
Yeah.
He lent me some money to start my business.
Thought he needed
It was a
distraction.
proper agreement. I remember signing things.
Maybe signing things?
He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
We asked about the distraction, right? It was pretty early on. It was, yeah, what do you need distraction from? It's
yeah.
the 5th down.
Yeah.
What did she say there?
One sec. Just
He
wanna...
wanted a clause in our
Oh,
loan
there we go.
agreement that said I didn't have to pay him in the event that he died. He wasn't expecting to die, he was just concerned my anxiety would get worse, wondering what it would mean if he did.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm anxious about being ill.
Okay.
Are you ill?
No.
Right, so it's recent now, the anxiety for that. I think maybe it might not hurt to ask, like, where is home?
Yeah.
I know it comes across weird, but, like, I've been asked that before pretty frequently by therapists, being like, oh, where do you live?
Yeah.
Because it's
My
like,
home
it's
is
context.
in Chantry. You know that. You rang my doorbell last night.
No, I didn't. Why would I come to your house?
I don't know. I didn't kiss you, but you just followed me, like the others. I don't feel comfortable here, Doctor. I'd like to leave.
I mean, that's
Okay.
valid.
We're done.
Well, we can't end the day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because
I
it's
don't
still red. I guess
take
we have
sleeping
to.
pills. Never have done. When you suffer blackouts already, you don't really get offered anything like that.
that is fair. There we go. Okay. Did we get anything new?
You know I never rang your doorbell, but is that true?
We don't know. Okay, let's ask about maybe Nathan and the referral letter.
Yeah.
He's the cute, sad-looking one, isn't he? He
The
asked me
dialogue
out,
trees
and
are so
I said
frustrating
I'd let him
like
know.
that. You end up stuck in a tree and you're
Do you
like, I
think
have
I should
nothing
go
else
out
to
with
say.
him?
Yeah, I
And it
don't want to ask any of these questions.
I don't think you should go out with another patient.
Yeah,
It's not up to us for like people we don't know, but fellow patient, no.
fellow patient iffy.
Doctor, I didn't take you for the jealous type. Are you feeling a bit jealous?
No.
T.
That answer would have a lot more weight if you stopped coming around my house.
Okay. So tell me about your
It's
referral
a
letter.
referral letter, Doctor? Don't overthink it. A girl can't be too careful with everything that's been going on.
What does it say again?
The Mariana's?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. This one.
Our client has only given us her first name. We believe she's unstable and would like your opinion. We will cover all costs.
Like, she just convinces everyone to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm. But then, if she's doing it on purpose, what does she want out of it?
Yeah.
She wants the blackouts to stop, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think we do go, like, I don't remember ringing your doorbell.
Yeah. Just wanted to check. Okay.
Well, the refuse to dreamwalk and be honest. That was from something. No, that was from the question we asked.
Yeah. So you think we do say that I never rang your doorbell?
Yeah.
If you say so, it must have been your twin then.
My twin?
Twin.
I don't know if I have a twin. Do you have a twin, Doctor?
No.
I know you don't. It was definitely you, wearing what you're wearing now.
Okay, we're gonna end the day now.
Yeah.
You said you'd help me with my problem, but he's still here.
Who's still
Dr.
here?
Dekker. He wants me to kill people.
This became very noir very quick.
Mm-hmm.
He wants them to follow me to the sea, to the creature.
What happens when they follow you?
It eats them. It's getting stronger. Dr. Dekker says when it's strong enough, it's going to walk again. That's why I black out.
I see. Why do you black out?
He doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to remember.
Dekker was a terrible
I'm feeding a
hypnotist.
beast that wants to eat us all. You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth.
What do you want me to tell
You're
you?
dreaming, but your dreams are the truth. Don't forget me when you wake. I don't know how I'm in your dream, but now we're together. Let's play a game.
What game?
I say a word, you say a word. Ready? Guilty.
Can I just say guilty back? Just start parroting her. She never clarified that it had to be a different word. Do we say innocent or do we say something else?
Verdict?
Verdict. I like it.
Always the pretty ones that are the slowest.
Fuck you.
Okay, we're supposed to say innocent.
Murderer.
I guess we don't do word association.
Yeah. Oh, who was the murderer?
I don't think it was Mariana.
I don't think it was Marianne.
I think she's the red herring. I think it was Claire, because Claire wants you to declare her legally incompetent.
Yeah.
That's
And
a good doctor.
she is a murderer.
Now,
She killed her
give
husband.
me those 3 little words, and I'll let you go.
Thank you, Mariana.
Yeah, let's not do the I love you because no.
But I think we have to.
Let's concentrate.
Okay. The 3 little words. You can go.
You're disappointing me.
You're disappointing me.
The longer it takes for you to get to the bottom of this,
Okay. I'm determined not to say
you know
it.
what I want. Focus.
We'll just
That
click
is
it and
the
think
good
of England.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Okay. Let us continue.
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly.
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
All right, we're in the 5th act.
Oh, doctor. You look.
Sleep
There's
deprivation.
something I need to
Yeah.
tell you.
I need
I
temazepam.
can't find Dr. Dekker's prescription pad anywhere. I'm not sure when it went missing, but I don't remember seeing it for a while. Yours is there, but I'm scared one of the patients may have got their hands on it. Let me know if you find it, anyway, and ask me about Mariana later. I've got news.
Ooh. Can later be now?
Yeah, it can later just be now. Like,
What news? What news? What news?
what news?
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty. But
How dare you
have
be
considered
assisting me
that
as my
Mariana
assistant?
may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? She had most to gain. She got all the money if he died. And it makes most sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's a little bit too obvious. Like, personally, I think it's the idea that Claire is escalating the thoughts of her husband's murder as a way to cope for her grief of murdering her husband.
Honestly, if it's a question of who murdered Dekker, I'm thinking about Jaya.
Yeah. Like, most of the game, you were literally fired.
Hmm.
I'm worried about you, Doctor. And the fingerprints on the bottle?
You needed a
Sorry,
doctor's
I dropped it.
prescription? Like,
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up.
you needed a doctor's prescription. You knew exactly what you would need to do this.
Hmm.
You knew that Dekker occasionally took drinks. Like, I don't know.
Not only that, but like, she cares about like, don't let these people go too deep. Don't let them like get sucked into their powers and get worse.
Yeah,
And Dekker was aggravating them. Like, she
Yeah.
had motive.
she had motive.
You just
He was
seem a
awakening
little
evil shit.
different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me
It's almost as
as
been.
much as you did.
It's almost as if
You
it's been
flitter
9 months
between
since you
patients
started
in a
this.
daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
So how are you coping
I
with
think
grief?
I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
How did your mother die?
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Professor Alderby is weird.
Mhm.
So tell me about the
I
death
didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
I mean,
Also, we're not your employer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're also employed alongside you.
yeah, pretty much at this point.
Like we're in the interim.
I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers.
I think you're
I
crazy.
believe in that sort of thing.
I think she's right.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
also, I think they were both crazy.
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Interesting.
This is my crackpot theory. I think Dr. Dekker was murdered by Dr. Dekker. I think there was a Dark Dekker.
A Dark Dekker? Did he manifest a Dark Dekker?
Like,
So you're saying there's a double Dekker going around?
you're being funny, but based on the game logic, that is my claim. I think there's a... It's not necessarily a twin or a double. I think it's like a shadow.
Yeah. Do you think I should ask this question? You think I'm going insane?
Oh, we ask.
Okay.
Don't joke about going insane, Doctor. That's one thing I can't let happen on my watch.
Again.
If you become insane, then I'll snuff you out.
Oh. Did you snuff Dekker out?
Dr. Dekker had, in my opinion, become clinically insane, and it was rubbing off on the other patients. Maybe I would have put a stop to it, but I didn't need to. The grandfather paradox did that for me.
You went back in time and killed Dekker?
Dr. Dekker killed his grandfather by going back in time. At least he thought he had. An earlier version of himself knew this would happen, so to prevent him from preventing himself from being born in the first place, he took an overdose, sleeping tablets and alcohol. At least that's how he explained it to me before he did it.
Okay. That's huge.
Do you think Cthulhu's real?
No. She just admitted that Dekker told her exactly what he was going to do before doing it.
Yeah. It's not a murder.
Yeah. Well, there
At
is
least
still
according to Giant.
there is still the issue of the paperweight. Dekker was stabbed with a paperweight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
Okay, well, I don't think we ask either of these.
When it comes down to it, I want to ask if she thinks Cthulhu's real.
When it comes, okay, before we end the day, we will ask if
Yeah.
she thinks that Cthulhu is real.
So how are you, Bryce?
You don't look too good.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours.
That
When I
sounds
woke
fucking
up,
great.
It was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
So let's talk about sleep paralysis and sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah. Why do you think you're doomed?
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me.
How has it been taunting
It
you?
wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Did you?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
Okay. How?
If only he'd been cremated like you will be.
What? I don't.
I have a private.
We answered
We
that
did
question
say that,
once.
yes,
Moved
but
his body
Jesus
into
Christ,
the
man.
burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Anyways, if I'm being targeted by any murderous gravediggers, and they decide for anything thematic, natural burial is what I go for.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
one of those wicker coffins, you know?
Maybe somebody else moved Dekker's body.
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
Or a body farm. Those are good. They save lives.
Yeah.
Not in a direct, like, they farm a body to save a life, but, like, some people donate their bodies to medical science, and then that's donating it to forensic science.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool ways to deal with your body. It's not just burial and cremation.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they're fighting for aquamation, right?
Aquamation.
Which is a lot more... Yeah, it's a lot more energy efficient, and it basically, like it uses hot water and like some agents, and it's a lot more eco-friendly, and it turns you into more or less like a slurry.
Okay.
And a lot like cremation, it leaves bone fragments that become the ashes.
Okay. Interesting. I did not know that. See, when you said aquamation, I thought it was like Viking funerals. People were advocating for Viking funerals again. Which I honestly, I'm here for.
I would be genuinely surprised if your average like funeral director hasn't heard the word pyre from at least one client.
Yeah. What I want is to be brought out to the deep ocean and just like dropped overboard, so all the little critters on the ocean floor can have a field day like I'm a whale.
Become an eventual part of the silicious ooze.
Yeah, exactly.
Take me, I contain calcium and silicon.
So how's Jessica?
I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled. It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor.
Oh God, he's gonna
The
jump the
photos
gun
I
so
have of
hard.
her, I think I'm going to destroy
Yes,
them.
destroy
They're my
them.
problem, not hers.
Still stealing things?
I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now. Perhaps a cheeky borrow best describes it.
So, like, it's some down, some up. Like, you're making a lot of progress,
Yeah,
bud.
like, this is good. This is very good.
I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor.
Well, that's fucking weird.
You have a strangeness, don't you?
What did you see?
Yeah.
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker. I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker?
Did we kill Dr.
Is it a
Dekker?
perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker?
No, I'm not Dr. Dekker. The house is a perk.
It sounds weird from a North American perspective, but like, because around here, the only thing we really do that for is government houses for very high positions and like parsonage.
Yeah.
But it's actually really common in different places in Europe because of like the design of old buildings.
Yeah.
There's so many places that are an office which with an attached apartment that's like.
No, I'm saying that we're not Dr. Dekker. We are a separate being.
I thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done.
Well, reality checking is good.
Yep. You know anything about the missing
I didn't
prescription
steal
pad?
Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
I feel like if anybody ever accused me of something similar, I would have a similar answer. Not in that line, but literally being like, look, I know I give off a nerdy vibe, and I am like a nerdy shut-in kind of guy in some ways, but like, if I want drugs, I can get drugs.
Yeah, it's really not that hard.
We live in the modern world. I don't have to steal from you. I can get drugs. Fuck it.
Well, kudos.
Most of us can get drugs. I'm sure you could get drugs, and I don't think you would do any of them.
Yeah. Oh fuck
what
no.
What did they say?
You're just good at Googling.
My interest now.
Okay. Looks like we have to go through these options.
Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping.
We have to smash the phylactery.
Yeah.
It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me...
Maybe you teleported Dekker.
I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
No, the thing is not Dekker.
It's like I feel like we have to say...
We don't have to answer.
But like... I think it's Dekker.
You think it's Dekker?
Personally, I do. I don't think we tell him that.
I don't think it's Dekker. I think it might be his manifestation of Dekker.
Yeah, like if there's a real Dekker and then a horror Dekker, I think it's horror Dekker, not real Dekker.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with no. The thing is not Dekker.
And so
but then what if he's like, so what is it?
Doctor? I thought you were starting to believe in the unbelievable too.
So you were trying to sleep through the night?
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
The fucking irony of manifesting your beliefs and then just going, man, I wish I was religious.
The thing that's following me, it doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm fine. I killed David.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Again.
Ah, good.
Like you told me to.
And how'd that go?
With an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, he was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
Yeah. Did you see Anushka again?
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
What did Anushka's father do?
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
Getting away with it a second time.
Yeah. Yeah, what
That I'm
diagnosis?
not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
What else can you tell me
Oh,
about
the
that?
continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
Oh, right. Relations, I think?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Okay. How were you supposed to reanimate him?
He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Okay.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it?
That's fair.
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
I don't think anyone's really trying to frame you. Why would Dekker want to kill David?
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
I don't think I really want either of these.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to render a diagnosis on her.
Mm-hmm. You don't have enough information.
Yeah. But Elin, how are you today?
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that.
It's exactly like you fucking said.
I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice.
It looks like she's almost
cookies.
shaking.
Yeah. Why were you feeling negative?
I'm a
I don't
happy
want to take
person.
those cookies, by the way.
And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Who's Max?
I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before?
Did she? Yeah.
Unless there's a drop down that's like, I don't think so.
Didn't you date
Oh, no!
Max?
Yeah.
Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients.
Her
I thought
first
he was
kill.
dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
Ah. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
Or is that his feelings?
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her, and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Oh, my thingy doesn't really work. You're gonna have to put in a little bit more effort.
Hey, honey, would you strap an onion to my belt?
Which was the style at the time.
What about the prescription pad?
Did you take the pad?
Yes, I took it. I had to.
Why?
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
Uh-huh. Do you know about the...
sounds like a
Someone was
threat
sending
from
Dr.
him.
Dekker
Yeah.
death threats. Had no idea. He never said anything to me about it.
What's in the cookies? Yeah, why would Dekker want to take away your gift?
I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humoring me the whole time.
Did you kill Dekker?
Did you deck
I
Dekker?
could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor.
Uh-huh. Why did you shift
Thing
again
is,
from
because
that?
Max didn't die, he saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
Okay, why didn't he die?
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
Works.
It usually works.
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
So what's in the cookies?
The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter,
Mazepam.
chocolate chips, and my special ingredient. A little herbalist magic to give you some pep. You look like you need it.
Oh, you put herbs in the cookies.
You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
I'm not saying that. Nathan! How are you today,
I
Nathan?
think you know who killed Dr. Dekker. So you're going to have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though?
Okay.
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
A keyword.
Yeah.
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Why do we just start listing planets? Who murdered
This
Dekker?
might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I'd look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Do you know about the prescription pad?
His prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it.
Ah.
Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
Oh yeah, he did know about the death threats. They did talk, yeah.
I suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
I see. How do you feel about Hannah now?
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
How have things been with Mariana?
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
How so?
Yeah.
We went on a date. Well, sort of. She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
I don't think we should answer that.
I
We don't know.
don't know if we have a choice. Let's just start listing planets. Saturn.
Oh, for a second I thought he was fucking with us.
I mean, he might still be.
What about Pluto?
Oh, what about Pluto?
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
It's funny. Mars.
I don't want it to be triggered.
Yeah, you just went into a trance.
So it did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
Oh yeah?
What haven't you been telling me?
It's about time travel.
You're getting all the achievements. What about time travel?
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to.
In fairness, neither
Except
can
once.
Doctor Who. He's really bad at it. What do you mean, except once?
The doctor said she was
For a man who's been operating that machine for 900 years,
the only thing
doesn't
she
seem
did
to
was
know how to make it work.
Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital because I woke up the next day present day. Things had changed.
Ah. So that's why he was referred.
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
Okay, we don't have to answer that. All right.
She's got outfits.
She's got so many fucking outfits. Every single one of her outfits is a goddamn, like, style.
Who would have known somebody who professionally sells, like, found and handmade jewelry has a sense of style?
Yeah.
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Okay. How were your dreams?
I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
Well, what about the specific one? Huh. You know anything about the stolen prescription?
That did happen yesterday.
What?
There was the other like black and white noir thing. But
There was
like
the black and white noir thing, but there was also her telling us about the dream of her going deep under the water in the fleshy floor.
Mhm.
So like that's a lie.
Maybe we do confront her on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth?
What's the truth?
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor. Or anyone else. I can swim to the bottom of the ocean for hours. And people follow me. Even if it's the last thing they do.
Right. Tell me about being
People
followed.
follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature.
What is the creature?
I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star?
Horrible eldritch
So
being
bright.
from beyond the stars?
Warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It
Wants to be noticed by
feeds on them.
senpai. How does it feed?
When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
Okay. And what's wrong with looking down?
You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing, just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. The creature. It's all inside them,
Very Cronenberg.
poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them. Slowly.
Right.
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
Hmm. I'm gonna pivot to the prescription pad and the death threats.
Yeah, just for now.
Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one.
Especially because it sounds like he's a talk therapist.
Yeah.
I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that.
Okay.
Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor. And after all our sessions, I'm not a thief. Even the loan, that was just unfortunate.
Okay. Tell me about the loan.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
So he was playing her.
Yeah. Did you kill Dekker?
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now.
Interesting.
I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her.
So let's ask about the missing people first, maybe.
Can I just...
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
Well, it was 0% interest, so, you know. Okay, so you want to ask about the missing people?
I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone. You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
Explain what happened next to John.
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Just a ball of tangled worms. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you?
You didn't tell us fucking shit.
That's why I'm here.
I mean, you had to be referred for a reason.
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
Who needs to know whether you're insane?
My lawyer. He says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
I'll counter with, did you kill John?
No. The creature killed John.
Maybe we start by saying, like, if people are getting hurt, I can't.
Yeah.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof
That
do
you're
you
knowingly
have?
harming people?
You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit. I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done.
Okay, this took a
You make
turn.
me feel like I deserve it.
I don't want to ask that question. Oh God.
Ugh.
I'm really hoping that the answer is just like, you beat me in Mario Kart. And I let you because sometimes I feel like I deserve to lose in Mario Kart. You know what, I'm just gonna assume that's what she says. I'm gonna
You
click
come
this
inside me,
and just...
Doctor,
Okay.
and it hurts.
Okay. That is...
And you don't care.
That's not Mario Kart. Okay, so we can end the day.
What's at the bottom there?
It's accuse. All right.
So, some of these are matters of criminal insanity, and then there's the murder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Mariana is genuinely, like, criminally insane.
I think she is genuinely insane. I think Claire
Because-
had a mental break after knowingly murdering her husband.
Mhm. Yeah, Claire, no. Mariana, yes. Especially because, like, Mariana has, like, it's not just the blackouts. Like, she suddenly remembers, and then she doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there's this, and then suddenly things go dark again. In very much, like, the disorganized kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't have a gambit, per se. She
Yeah.
has an experience.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Claire has a gambit the
Yeah.
entire time.
She has a gambit. I think that of the people that it could be, Jaya and Claire are probably the most likely.
Mhm.
I think Claire, the haziest bit is probably the motivation. She didn't really have a reason to kill Dr. Dekker.
I think Jaya did.
Jaya definitely did. She thought he was insane.
She had
No.
means, motive, and opportunity.
Yeah. Do you think Cthulhu is real?
Fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
I was saying, I'm not sure they're improving. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Your patience will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new Doctor, shall we?
Well, maybe I'll just, change it up a little bit. Get a new face. Maybe next time I'll
So
be
I think-
Ginger.
Do we answer? Sorry, it just took me a second on that one.
Yeah.
Do we answer Claire and Mariana? Saying like, because they're saying like, do you think I'm criminally insane?
Huh. I think maybe we do. Do we then like accuse and end the day after
I think
we?
so.
Okay. Let's start with Claire and see how that goes. What if I don't think you're
insane?
insane?
Off a background
Did I
object that
tell
always
you
looks
about
like an
that time
exclamation
that I
point.
used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least.
Like she more or less was like, yeah, you're correct.
Like now I'm leaning Claire. Like before I was leaning Jaya, but like that just gave motive to Claire. What if Dr. Dekker, like we've never seen David. She's the only patient that actively is like, oh, I'll show you David. No, never mind. I won't show you David. Like, whereas all the other ones are like, I will prove it. I will actively prove that I have this thing. I'm going hell or high water, prove that I have this thing. Claire is the
That's
only.
Mariana.
Yeah.
It's dodgy, but also we kept being like, okay, maybe someone should film you at the beach, and it never happens.
True. That is true. But I do think that more so that Mariana is genuinely just insane. Like you said, Claire has a gambit. I think she is playing a gambit that she resurrected her husband. I think she tried to play Dekker to make it seem like she was insane. And her reference to when I showed Dekker David was when she actually killed him. Because Dekker had found out that she was making it all up. I do think that Mariana is actually insane.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I ever needed to hear you say.
Okay.
Yeah, those are good questions. Hold on.
Those are actually pretty solid. Yeah.
You're a naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
I did not visit you at home.
Don't you remember? That's a shame. You had fun.
How well do you know Claire?
She's the woman that took over the loan I had with Dr. Dekker.
You close your eyes and think of England, and I can.
Well, we just played Mario Kart. We played Smash Bros.
To enlighten you.
Okay.
So, is there anybody else we need to talk to? Bryce, Elin, Jaya, Nathan.
Bryce, no. Claire, no. Elin, I'm not saying that. Jaya, no. Mariana, no. Nathan. Ooh.
Honestly, at this point, maybe we say, like, she doesn't necessarily like you. She has a problem.
Yeah, no. Mariana doesn't like you.
So what you're trying to say is that Mariana is just using me and has no interest in me romantically whatsoever.
Yes.
Thanks. That helps my self-esteem.
It's not about you, man.
Yeah,
it's about her.
Did
you ever think to drive away?
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Do we accuse
Yeah,
that?
let's ask.
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly.
Okay. All right. That's pretty much it.
You can't ask Marianne anything incidentally with the Nathan thing? Presumably not. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Imagine your casting call for that particular day, and it's like, we need you to change into 6 different outfits and give 6 different versions of no per outfit.
Honestly, if this was filmed during the pandemic, like, this would actually be incredible. The unfortunate truth is this is well before the pandemic, but like,
yeah,
you could have made this game during the pandemic.
Like, it happens for pretty much every instrument you learn. There's a way of doing it, but like when I was learning to play guitar, there was an exercise that's like, okay, assume that a string breaks, like improvise without using that string, and instead of being a constraint, it becomes like an inspiration.
Yeah.
Sense. Like you get more to work with.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what the accuse button does, whether it just straight accuses that person, or if we get an option to select. So
yeah,
who do you think I should be on? Because I'm in between Claire and Jaya.
Oh, good question.
Both had means, motive, and opportunity.
Because it's like,
we know that Jaya said that Dekker was planning on taking the sleeping pills. We also know that Claire had the exact same knowledge, asking him to reanimate him.
well, it's also like, if we were to take like the big oh man twist where there's no magic whatsoever, like Jaya believes in psychokinesis and Cthulhu and all that.
Yeah.
Like,
whereas I don't think Claire actually does.
Well, clicky.
Accuse. Okay. Just out of left field, Nathan. I don't think Nathan did it. I could see maybe an argument for Elin. I could see Bryce. He's pretty fucked. I could see you making an argument for Mariana, but these two are hands down the strongest.
It's a tough one.
It is genuinely a tough one. I'm gonna go with, yeah.
I'd be careful what you say next, Doctor. After all, I know these sessions are being recorded. My job is to support the Doctor, but only if the Doctor is making the patients better. Do you think you're making the patients better, Doctor? I wasn't even here on Valentine's Day, and I wouldn't hurt a fly. If you believe, as I do, that we're here to help patients restore their sanity, to restore order, then you'd be happy that Dr. Dekker was gone, regardless of who did it. Nobody wants the inmates running the asylum, do they? Well, let's say you're right, that I did kill him. My job is more important than yours.
Ooh.
I watch every doctor that comes through those doors, making sure they keep their heads. Without me, we'd have chaos. Without you, we'd have another doctor. So, Doctor, let me ask you again. Who do you think killed Dr. Dekker? Was it me? Or was it you?
We got it! Yes!
Nice.
Oh, yes.
For a split second, I was gonna be like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But then it's like, yes! No! She was just fluffing up at the last
moment. Oh, it was
moment.
the insanity ending.
So I've got a new dog. A basset hound. She's got these big floppy ears and a really sad face. You know, even sadder than I look. Ginger. I call her Ginger. She's a rescue. But since I've had Ginger, I've never looked back. Literally. Not one day.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something.
She fucking
but
murdered Terry.
From what I've heard, it's not good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her.
She so fucking murdered Terry.
I'm not going to lie. Works much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
There's no need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him, and everything else since, everything else that's happened, that was all me. David, Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have? By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
I think I was in my own head too much, manifesting things that weren't there. But I'm very much.
I feel like we actually helped people a lot.
Yeah.
It's definitely helping keep me
Except for the
sane.
one guy that we got shot.
I realised that I'm a very visual person. And
But in
paintings
fairness,
can keep me
I hated him.
occupied for hours.
He's
I
such
go
a
to
good
Providence
actor at
whenever I
being a
get the
fucking
time.
dick.
Yeah.
It's the local art gallery here. The best time to go is late at night. You get the place all to yourself.
Stop worrying, Mr. Ashby.
Oh.
Yes, it sounds almost certain that you murdered your business partner, but I can get you a temporary insanity plea. I'm a lawyer, not an agony aunt. Now, as I was saying to you before, you need to choose your particular strangeness before I can refer you. Once you have chosen it, don't waver. They have to believe what you're saying is true.
Sorry, this
for
is
it to
super
work.
important, but I really have to piss. We'll be back in 5 seconds.
Yep. We got the thank you for playing. Ah. No way. No way. No way her name is Iceland Death. No fucking way. That is way too cool. God damn it.
Okay, I'm back. I saw the thank you for playing like right as I got up, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. We are a specialist.
Like I'll do my best, you know. Like
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm not 6.
Yeah.
I can try and sit there and hold it in, but it's also like this is a stream. I'm wiggling in my chair.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know the feeling. The very first credit on the list was Mariana. And guess her fucking name, Will.
Is it Mariana?
No, it's Iceland DE''ATH. Her last name is Death.
Wait. Ashlyn? AISLINN?
AISLINN. Linn.
Oh yeah, it's Ashlyn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've never seen it spelled like that. That's an interesting spelling.
Yeah, like Gaelic names are really interesting. Like the guy who wrote Artemis Fowl, where it's Eoin.
Oh
like, that's
yeah, Ian Fall. Yeah, yeah. Or Owen. I can't remember the pronunciation of it.
It's Owen.
It's Owen,
like,
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Modern name Owen is anglicized.
Okay.
It's like Eoin, kind of like if you look at it written out, right?
Right.
Gaelic is so weird because it's like you see the English language and like the scripts we use and all that being used to try and like transcribe so many different languages, and yet somehow like Gaelic and Welsh, in spite of being right next to England, are like the hardest to actually transcribe in that script.
Okay, I'm seeing something. It's like I'm looking at her IMDb. I'm sorry, she was the best part of this fucking game. She was fantastic. Like, Bryce was incredibly creepy. Kudos to that actor for being so fucking creepy. But Mariana really just sold it.
Oh, she stole the fucking show. But also the one who played what's her name? Like cutesy nurse.
Oh, Elin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
also so good at like the smiling, everything's fine, nothing can be wrong.
Absolutely fantastic. But I'm now looking at her IMDb, and there's murder mystery games that she's been involved in that I am incredibly curious to try now. There might be another thing for us. Because, I mean, we get to... Here's the plot summary. Solve the cold case murder of controversial artist Mordecai Gray by hanging paintings in a haunted art gallery. That sounds awesome. I need to look up this game more.
Video games.
Oh, but I'm recognizing some of the actors in this. We might have to play some of the other games before we do this.
What's it called?
Murderous Muses. There are some, because this game is essentially a franchise. Like, Dr. Dekker is essentially a franchise with Jenks, Dr. Dekker, and two of the other games that we will eventually get to. I'm not... Well, I hate to break it to you, I have more FMV games.
Oh, no.
I hate to break it to you. I have more FMV games. I have so many more FMV games.
The credit name for Murderous Muses is Lilith.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, like, that's amazing. So we might have to wait until after we've played those games, because it might be connected to that universe, and we will not know until we are in the game.
Like, all of these FMV games have the same vibe as, like, the BBC, where it's like there's just this cadre of actors that get, like, stuck in every project the same way, where it's like suddenly you're at the point where it's like, oh, Jenna Coleman. I like what she picks.
Yeah. She was also in 10 Dates. Oh my god, we can try and date her. No, that's too creepy considering how we were in this.
Yeah. You don't date a former patient.
Wait, she was in Contradiction? Who the fuck? Oh, never mind. It's just people also search for. It's you might also like. And it's literally the games in the universe, except for 10 Dates. Okay. All right. Yeah, she was not actually in 10 Dates. Good. We can't be creepy.
Good, it's been banned. We don't have to worry about being creepy.
I like when the universe just bans being creepy. It's nice. Anyway, that's the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. I actually like the game a lot. I think it really picks up. Like, it really ramps up. But it does have some problems with the text entry.
Yeah, it seems like it was too specific to be text entry. Like, it really could have just been a dialogue tree.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, we played through with the dialogue tree, and there are apparently like different endings for this game if you feed into their madness and things like that. And I think the ending that we got was actually pretty good. But like, I don't know. Like, we basically played through it with a dialogue tree. We chose to not ask certain questions that feed into their delusions, and we got a different ending. So, what's the point of the text entry field? It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it really helped the experience. It was more frustrating than anything else. Like, you can go back to our 9 months ago, we recorded the first video of this, and it took us 9 months to get back to it, because after that session, we weren't happy with that game. We weren't happy with it. We were frustrated by it.
Like, it.
I'm honestly convinced.
When you implement a game mechanic, it should be a question of why, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can understand the why of you don't want to reveal the answers, but like, especially given that it presents itself in this way where you start just being like, oh, there was a murder and I'm checking patients, and then it reveals like, no, the psychokinesis stuff is real.
Yeah.
And like, you have to prevent people from like engaging in this and using their powers.
Yeah.
But like, in that case, I'm not sure if it's entirely suitable, because you are supposed to like pick up on these things that you might not pick up, right? So it's like, if you're going to do that, it also needs to be very like King's Quest, where it's like language parsing isn't quite where we want it to be.
No.
In spite of the things that like AI can do, like, it's really hard. Like, computers are really good at doing repetitive tasks that are logically easy, but there's certain basic human brain functions that they can't do, right? Like, that's why I love tabletop role-playing games, where it's like, I can sit there and be like, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And a computer will never know what you mean.
Yeah.
It can guess, it can extrapolate from most commonly used searches, it can be like, these are the most evident results, but there's a certain point where it's like, we're sitting there going, how are you? How are things?
Yeah.
Hello.
And the correct response is just like, how was your day? And it's just like, well, fucking, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we only reached 200 insanity points.
Ooh.
When apparently there is a 400 Cthulhu.
It's me. I'm the Thulu.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think this game would be a lot better if they just chose to nix that and instead go with the dialogue tree. And I think I know the reason why they chose this mechanic is because roughly around the same time, another FMV game called Her Story came out. Do you remember that one? It made the rounds on YouTube and was pretty successful.
I don't think so.
Basically, it's a different implementation. You're looking at a broken up reports, like video footage of a girl basically telling her story, and you're trying to piece together what her story actually is by like searching keywords to find specific archived footage.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rough idea of the game, and it was very popular because it very much from the onset sets itself as the mystery of what is happening with her. And the keywords are a lot stronger in that. Like you don't have sentences. You're like searching, a person's name with knife or something like that to get video footage of her talking about so and so with a knife. I think it's a lot stronger than that. It's not a sentence structure. You are literally using Google search basically to find this archival footage. I think that works a lot better. And genuinely, I don't think we would have ever returned to this game had it not been for the fact that I want to play the other games in the series. And you need to have completed this game in order for some of the impact of later games to really make sense. But yeah, that's gonna be streamed for today.
Yeah, it
was a good game. It was enjoyable. We'll be back next week with something. It might be FMV, it might not. We might be doing some other bullshittery. We'll see. As always, thank you everyone for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Have a good day.